Hi and welcome. So today we're going to talk about breached passwords. Now, I don't really think there's any real cause for me to be super secret about it because it's kind of all over the internet. I'm not really going to blur out the screen you see right now because I'm not really showing anything. Well, I'm showing a count of breached passwords to 1.4 billion, and I think more or less this is old news for many of you guys, but even so, I just want to talk about the general idea behind what is up with breached passwords and what is the issue with it. So let's talk about what is up with breached passwords. Now, first of all, I'd like to say that it is definitely not on the ethical side to show or share in any way means a list of breached passwords. Now, the reason that I have it is particularly because of my position, my job, what I do, and I want to be aware of what's going on. I also looked up my own email, and I did find my old email in a very old password I had from many years ago, so I'm not that worried about it. Anyways, what is the issue with having a big list of, I don't say clear text passwords? Now, the general problem with that is you can do something called credential stuffing. Credential stuffing is basically an attack where you just take, let's say, a list of passwords that corresponds to the same email address. So you know that email address at some point had this password. Then you just try that vendor. It could be Yahoo, it could be Gmail, it could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, and just try these whatever 1,000 or 100,000, or in this particular case you can see it says 48,000. I know it's a bit small. Let me just zoom in a bit to you so you can see it. It says just take one of these. It's a C, so in the letter C there's 16,888 different passwords, and you could probably take those and just try and log in. And I would say, what is the statistical probability? What is the math behind, will I hit one that still exists? Now, you probably say, but when you look at it from a standpoint of you having a big list of passwords, and more or less all of them, at least from what you can verify, if you ask people, that the password is old, it doesn't work anymore. What are the chances that that same password could be used on other services online? So you take the old password, I'm not using that password anymore on Facebook, they say. But what if they use it on Twitter? What if they use it on another system? What if you find out they have that kind of password pattern? Sometimes you can actually see that people with the same account in these breached password lists, they do actually have some sort of pattern. You can see that the most common pattern for password, if you look through all these 1.4 billion passwords and you actually look through the similarities and the patterns of it, because you can do that. There is actually created a Python script that has the point of, the purpose of Python script is to analyze all the different passwords. I've been thinking about running it for a few times and creating a lecture about it, but I really just want to talk about more generally about the issue of having these kind of lists, because I could do many things with it. The issue is that this is shared on very conventional manners. I'm not going to give you any hints or anything, but there are enough data already in this video for you to say, I know what to type in Google and I'm going to find it if I wish to do that. Of course you can. Everyone can find it. I'm just saying that it is highly unethical of me sharing it with you, so don't ask me for it. But then again, I would actually argue to some degree that these kind of breaches eventually will help people to understand what the issue is with having bad passwords, because people, they tend to undermine it and say like, oh, but that is not a problem for me because no one will attack me. But listen, that's not really the point, because if you can get a big breach password, and all this is actually, when the breach happen, it doesn't happen in clear text. All of this is sorted in a way so I have the password and the email in clear text. So someone did the nitty-gritty job of cracking all the passwords. You know, that is extremely insane, of having 1.4 whopping billion passwords. Clear text. I could look up email addresses, you know, and the way it's gonna work is that there are some scripts attached that I can call. You know, I guess I could show the content here. There are different scripts attached. You know, you can see here down count total. That's what I ran just before. Domain lookup is something that I played with to find some stuff and some statistics. But the query.sh is actually pretty good. You know, you can look up any password and basically, boom, you know, it doesn't look up a password, it looks up an email or something, so you can look up anything, and it's basically just running the actual query, and then that's gonna be it. And this is one of the issues we have in the world. You know, we have these kind of, you know, issues that, you know, breach lists and compilations of breach passwords. To do all these credential stuffings, you know, it's just one of the bigger issues, and we have just to make sure that you know, we changed our password, if that is a part of it, you know, because changing your password should be done when there's a breach. And there's a lot of breaches, you know, and that is one of the issues, that sometimes there's a breach on Facebook where 500 million passwords is leaked. And this is a big problem, because 500 million, that's a lot of passwords. And at some point, to some degree, some people will lose their data, will lose their account, and you're probably going to say, what's going to happen then? Okay, so what's going to happen is that they sell this list to the dark web, to some hackers, and those people, they will use it for for example, some pornography stuff. So they use the Facebook account they change the image, and they send you a message saying, hey, you know, something like that, you know, and they offer you something, you know, and you know, in reality, it's just a hacker behind the screen trying to get some money. So I think, talking about all these kind of issues there is with breached passwords and stuff, not really talking about the actual list, it's kind of old, but, well, I wouldn't. Probably a lot of the password still works. I cannot say, I haven't tested that, because it's not really my job to do that. But I'm just gonna say that this is an issue, and definitely gonna do something about it, you know, and this should be going to, I have been pwned on these kind of websites that will tell you if email has been pwned or breached in some way, will help you a lot. And people should really learn to use these websites with a bit more confident behavior, instead of just saying, never gonna happen to me. I really hope you got the point. This is just a short lecture in breached passwords, and nothing crazy is going on. But you know, please bear in mind that if you go ahead and search for this and find it on the internet, it does take a few Google searches, I guess. You also need a link and something to download it from, but then use it with care, and don't, you know, go ahead and use it for anything bad. So I really hope you understood it and you got the point of this lecture. So I just want to say thank you for listening and thank you for following. If you learned something from this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and like it, and of course leave a comment below for any questions.